Could you just kind of describe your journey? You were at UD a couple of years ago and didn't play at all, and then come here through the club team. How would you describe this journey you've been on?
Um, so yeah, it's been a crazy journey. So yeah, I first started at UD. I redshirted there my freshman year. Um, in the spring, I kind of wasn't feeling it. Football has always been a love of my life. I've played the game since I was about 7 or 8. I can't even remember, but that's about 15 years. That's 15, 16 years now. And at the end of my freshman year, I was really kind of feeling like it wasn't it for me, and I should just move on with the rest of my life and find other opportunities elsewhere. So that's kind of why I transferred out of UD. And then my grandma talked to me, and she was like, "I think you should come to Ohio State with my cousin because my cousin came here." And so I thought that was a good idea. So I went ahead and applied and got in. And at first, when I first came here, I wasn't even planning on being on the football team. I didn't plan on playing football at all. I was just, you know, going about my business, being a student. And about a year went by, and I was playing like flag football with my cousin and his friends, and a bunch of them said I could still play, and I kind of missed the game a little bit. Not gonna lie, playing flag football. So I thought, just why not try it out? They said I could join the club team. Um, so I found out about the club team on campus. I talked to one of the officers they had, Dylan Barron, and I came to my first practice and uh, fell in love with the game again. Um, and I was playing that, and my coach, James Greger, he had been reaching out. He talks to Tim Hinton and Justin Perez, a couple of the player personnel people here, and he showed him my film. And next thing you know, that June, I was getting a call from Justin Perez. They asked me to come in for a meeting, and I came in, met Coach Hartline, Coach Keenan Bailey, and that was it. Joined the team that July, I think July 15th, and it's been history since then. So.
Wait, July 15th of what year? This year?
Last year, July 15th,
Last year, right.
2019. Yeah.
Okay, and to earn your way onto the coverage units, how'd you do that, and what does that mean to you?
Hard work and effort. It means so much to me. Just to be able to get the opportunity to play football again, because after I lost interest in it, there was kind of a big hole in my life, and because I've been doing it for so long, and I fell in love with it, and I didn't really have any other sports because I wasn't playing any other sports in college, and in high school I had like track and basketball and other stuff and baseball, but when I got to college I was just playing football. So I always loved sports. Football was definitely my biggest love though, and I missed it. And once I got to be playing again, and once I got back up at the varsity level, I really started falling in love with the game again. And my whole thing is I can always control my effort. And they teach it here, like you can always control your effort and your hard work and the work you put in. But you can't control your circumstances and everything else. So that's all I try to control. And I was blessed to get the opportunity. The coaches, they took a chance on me because I'm a walk-on. I hadn't played, and since my high school senior year. Well, I play club, but I hadn't really played in about a year, and they really took a chance on me, and I really appreciate the opportunity, and that's really all I can say. I'm just blessed.
Thank you, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Next, Dan Hope.
Hey, Chris, are there things that you think you learned from that experience playing at the club level that you've now been able to translate over to playing at the varsity level?
Yeah, Playing at the club was so much fun, man. I really fell in love with the game again because, you know, when you get to college, it's a whole another animal. Like you're doing it 6 days a week. You know, it takes up a lot of your time, and then the rest of the time, really budgeting around, you know, trying to do homework, trying to hang out with your friends, like trying to do all that other stuff. But it all centers around football, and football is most of your time. Um, and with club, the differences in club is um, we only practice like 2 or 3 days a week, and the rest of the time I got to hang out with the dudes. It really just felt like high school again, and just being able to go out there and play with my brothers, and I made some lifelong friends on the club team, and I won't forget my experiences there, and it really had me fall in love with the game again. I'm extremely grateful for that opportunity.
What made you decide that I should go back and play varsity football again if I get this opportunity at Ohio State?
Well, honestly, like it was the opportunity. Like Coach Grega, the club team coach, he had been reaching out to Tim Hinton, and he made me my highlight tape from the club, and it was really just him, like him working so hard to get me on the team, and constantly plugging Hinton and Perez and all those guys just to give me a chance, and really just me being adamant with it, and staying patient, and just being ready to go, and I can't thank him enough.
Thank you, Chris.
Next, Mark Snyder.
Yeah, Chris, in 2016, Ohio State lost a game against Penn State because of a fiasco on a punt. And then the following year, Saquon Barkley returned one all the way. Could you talk about Ohio State guarding against Penn State, breaking a big return, and also what do you see in Penn State's return game?
Well, first of all, Penn State, they always have a dynamic guy back there. That's something that they always bring to the table. They always have a lot of talent. They're gonna run fast. They're gonna hit you hard, and they're gonna work as hard as us. But it's just like whoever's tougher is gonna come out the victor at the end of the day. So, what we got to do is make sure we got to bring the energy and do our jobs. Make sure that we got everything handled on our side. Make sure. I mean, I've been watching film like all week. We got a pretty good plan going into the game, I'd say, to the kicking unit. So I think we are prepared. It's just we got to go out and execute. That's all it is.
What did you think when it looked like Indiana let down on a kickoff return, and the Penn State returner picked it up and ran right up the middle? It looked like almost like a dummy play in practice. Is that the worst nightmare for one of the worst nightmares for a coverage team?
Well, what we do is we try to prepare for everything. Whatever, I mean, they throw so much stuff at us in practice. So whatever you get in the game, whatever you see, we probably already got it in practice. So it's just always trying to be prepared and keep your guard up, and make sure that you know your job and how to do your job. And if every guy on the field does their job, we'll be fine. But yeah, that's basically it.
Thanks.
Up next, Dennis Dodd.
Hey, Chris, I wonder if you've considered how many guys on earth can tell maybe prospective dates that they've played with both Ezekiel Elliott and Justin Fields.
Probably not that many guys.
What?
I don't know if I'm the only one, but that's great.
Who plays club football? I know you love football, but there's got to be injury considerations, insurance, everything else. What did you get out of it?
You'll find some of the best guys down there.
Yeah.
Because they have to pay for their equipment. They have to pay for their school. You know, they're not on scholarship. Most guys aren't on scholarship. Some might have academic scholarships in special circumstances, but almost everybody on the field is just playing because they love the game still. A couple guys use club to try to get the opportunity to play on the varsity level here. But other than that, they just play for the love of the game, and that's why it was so special. That's why they were able to win the national championship last year, because everybody is just so invested in it, and there's really just wonderful people down at that level, and I mean, at this level too.
Right.
But you know, it's different circumstances. Obviously, they have scholarships up here, and down here it's just really, you know, it's just for the love of the game.
Did you ever pause and, in practice or something and tell you, wow, I am catching passes from Justin Fields?
It's crazy. It's crazy, And Justin is one of the greatest players I've ever played with. Had a pleasure to speak in with him, and just being around him every day. It's amazing. Just where I've been, and being able to be in the circumstances I'm in, it's really incredible. So
real quick, who was your quarterback on the club team?
Kellen Garanstein. Kellen, he's an amazing person, man, and I think he loves the Buckeyes even more than I do. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see him up here next year. But
okay,
he's a great guy. Yeah.
Right. Thanks.
Next, we have Patrick Murphy.
Chris, I assume you know that James used to do this and cover the football team, so we know him, that side of him. Tell me about James as Coach Grega.
Coach Grega, he's he's a younger coach, so it's like he's just one of the guys out there, but he knows exactly what he's doing, and it's like he was born to coach. Like he, being a quarterback, he played on the club team, played in high school. He knows the system. He knows exactly what we got to do to win. He's a great game plan strategist. He knows exactly what you got to do, and he's a great motivator too. Like, he's a great person overall. I really can't say enough about him as a person, because he's really the reason why I'm here. So you'll hear me say that. Like, if you ask me about him again, you'll hear me say that every time, because it's really like, it's him. He's the reason. So I'm really appreciative of him. But he's a great coach. Yeah, and a great guy to be around.
And we ask guys, freshmen that come up from high school all the time, the biggest jump, what you noticed was the biggest thing. But obviously you were at Dayton, you played club football. So the transition to the varsity level, what was it like for you having kind of those steps in between?
First thing that came to mind when you said that was speed. Speed is so much different from club to high school to even Dayton. At this level, it's just it's a different speed. And the other thing I noticed is I also had to get stronger because when I left Dayton, after being in a collegiate like weight program, it's so much different than like going back and trying to work out a guard pack by yourself. So when I got here, I was just like, that was my goal. That was my goal in the fall last year when I joined the team, was to put on some weight and get stronger, and like putting on about 10 to 15 pounds, 10 pounds in the regular season last year. Working up to that, and then another 10 in the off season this year, has really like helped me get my confidence back. Just help me play better as a player. I feel faster, feel stronger, everything. So I would say those two things.
Thanks, Chris.
Next, Brendan Gulick.
Hey, Chris, I was kind of hoping you could take us back to your first meeting with Coach Day. What were your impressions? Did he say anything to you that really resonated? What was that first meeting like?
Coach Day is always busy, so you don't get a lot of conversations with him. So you try to cherish the time you have with him. But every time I talk to Coach Day, he's always positive. He's always looking to give you praise for what you have done, but always look at what you can do to improve, as a good coach will. And I think just what separates him is his dedication. He'll probably be here. He tells us about what he has to do with his family, and I'm not gonna repeat if he doesn't want me to, but he's extremely dedicated, and you can tell just by the way he talks to his players. I'm just a walk on, and he actually knows me as a person. He's invested. So yeah, great person. I think the first time we ever really talked was maybe last year when I came in, and I saw him around, and it's just like a little hi and bye or whatever, like one of those little things. You don't get a lot of time to Coach Day, but recently I've been talking to him a lot, and I've been going back and forth from offense and defense, and we've been talking about that a little bit, and also he's been congratulating me on everything I've done on special teams. So I really thank you for Coach Day.
One more thing too, I realize it might be hard to ask this because you're in the moment, but you've got a different perspective because of all this different experience. What does it mean to you to be an Ohio State player?
I think it's at this level, you really can't help but be grateful for everything that comes to you, because the competition that obviously the competition here is pretty it's like the first thing you think about when you come to a place like Ohio State. It's a top 3 program. You get all the best recruits, all the best talent. So you're going to have to work hard if you want to see the field at all. And just what I've been able to accomplish is nothing short of a mirror. I mean, it's amazing. And the opportunities they have given me is amazing as well. And I'm just grateful. And I can't say that enough. And, yeah.
You got a really cool story, man, and wish you the best.
Thank you.
And last question goes to Tim May.
Thanks, Candace. Chris, just real quickly, everybody's watched the movie Rudy. You got in on the last play of the last game, the last couple plays, et cetera. I don't know if you watched that or not, but I wanted to ask you, when was that moment in practice when you noticed that instead of being one of those walk-ons, you made a play where coaches from then on, and maybe even fellow players, were paying attention to you? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know just to play. It was a 7-on-7 kind of. It was a 7-on-7 play. I had a speed out, and I got open. I broke my man off pretty well. And after that, right afterwards, Coach Alford came up to me and he was like, "How many years you got left?" And I told him it was my last year, and he said, "That's a shame because you've really gotten better." And after that, I started to notice everybody kind of saying we see you coming in, you gotten bigger. All throughout the offseason, they were saying I got bigger too. So just stuff like that,
Was that the moment, though, when you knew there was a shot at playing? You know what I mean? Not just being on the team, but playing. Was
that I would say when Coach Mick told me. Coach Mick came up to me one day and was like, which is really, it really meant so much to me. But he came up to me one day after practice and he was like, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to play.
Wow.
And I was like, I really didn't even know what to say because not a lot of Buckeyes play here. And I'm new to the team too, and I haven't been here as long as any other walk-on. So I was just patiently waiting for my turn. But when he told me that, I really, like, my mindset kind of changed. Like, okay, I could probably do this.
Hey, thanks, man.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to click on that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing, and come visit us over at BuckeyeGrove.com for all the best Ohio State information on the web.